Welcome, Genesis International College students, to this explainer for your CPCCPD3028 unit. Today, we're focusing squarely on Topic 9, and we're going to uncover why mastering the cleanup process is absolutely the ultimate hallmark of a true painting professional. Anyone can slap some paint on a wall, but how you treat the site after the application is finished, well, that's what really separates the amateurs from the experts. This is going to be your go-to guide, so let's get into it.
Here is exactly what we're covering today. 1. The final vital step. 2. Clearing and cleaning tools. 3. Managing hazardous paint waste. 4. Environmental and waste logs. And 5. Safe storage practices.
Section 1. The final vital step. To perfectly contextualize Topic 9 within your broader coursework, let's zoom out and look at the overall process for applying a decorative finish. Honestly, regardless of the finish you're applying, the core process stays exactly the same. You've got Step 1, planning and preparation. Step 2, preparation of the application area. Step 3, applying the decorative finish. And finally, Step 4, cleaning up the site. This fourth step, it's mandatory. You literally cannot successfully complete a job without executing this final phase safely and effectively. Now, the reality of the environment you're working in can be pretty harsh. Just to put this into perspective, back in 2015, Safe Work Australia compiled a profile of the construction industry, and the findings were sobering. They recognized construction as one of the industries with the highest number of serious workers' compensation claims. That year alone, 33 workers were killed in the construction industry. This underscores exactly why strict work health and safety compliance during your cleanup process is entirely non-negotiable. It's really not just about tidiness. It's about keeping you and your colleagues safe from severe, real-world site hazards.
Section 2. Clearing and cleaning tools.
As a professional, your tools are literally your livelihood. So a massive part of your cleanup involves taking care of the gear that actually allows you to do your job. You've got to clean and dry all your tools and equipment, your brushes, rollers, trowels, before you even think about storing them. And this has to be done in designated areas. Think about it. Leaving a brush full of acrylic paint to dry out, or failing to properly clean a trowel used for mirror finishes directly impacts your ability to perform on the very next site.
So, keep this mental checklist handy to make sure you're clearing the application area properly and prepping your equipment. First, completely clear the work area. Second, look to reuse or recycle materials wherever possible to minimize waste. Third, you must clean, check, and maintain your tools. This means actually inspecting them for damage so you aren't caught off guard on your next project. And finally, dry all equipment thoroughly before putting it away. It sounds simple, right? But this disciplined routine is exactly what guarantees a safe and professional wrap-up.
Section 3. Managing hazardous paint waste. Okay, this is crucial. Water-based waste and solvent-based waste are definitely not created equal. They require a stark contrast in disposal methods. For water-based waste, you use a washout system where paint solids are separated from the water before disposal. On the flip side, solvent-based paints are considered highly hazardous waste. You absolutely cannot just wash these down a drain. They have to be handled and disposed of via the paint back program, and you must always follow the manufacturer and safety data sheet instructions. Before we move on to the administrative side of things, let's do a quick knowledge check. Think about those solvent-based materials we just talked about. What catastrophic hazard do you introduce to a site if you mishandle solvent-soaked rags during your cleanup? Any guesses? The answer is spontaneous combustion. Yeah, the outbreak of a fire without any application of heat from an external source. It's a severe risk when you're dealing with unused painting materials, specifically solvent-soaked rags. Basically, the chemical reactions within the drying oils can generate enough heat to ignite the rag entirely on its own. This is exactly why you must strictly document and ensure that all solvent-soaked rags are stored safely in sealed metal containers.
Section 4. Environmental and waste logs.
Make sure you commit this checklist to memory for your studies because it lists exactly what you have to track in your environmental management and waste log to prove your site compliance with EPA and local council regulations. You've got to track your water-based washout systems. You have to formally document that your solvent waste is stored safely in those sealed metal containers we just discussed. And you need to record the exact quantities of empty cans and excess wet paint that are being sent to an authorized paint back collection point. The major takeaway here is that following these environmental tracking guidelines isn't just a polite suggestion. It is a strict legal requirement under the Environmental Planning and Assessment Act to protect our ecosystems. Every single time you clean up, you have to consider the impact of your activities on the environment and ensure you're disposing of materials according to both environmental requirements and your specific site procedures. Section 5. Safe Storage Practices. So, to successfully sign off on a project and officially mark your cleanup as complete, you have to secure your clean tools and leftover materials properly. This means storing tools and equipment securely, right down to the manufacturer's specifications and instructions. It also means aligning completely with your specific workplace's instructions. And circling back to our major safety hazard, you have to guarantee that materials are stored in a way that entirely avoids the risk of spontaneous ignition. As we wrap up this explainer for your CPCPD3028 unit, I want you to ask yourself this final question before you pack up your gear on your next practical assessment. Are you truly ready to prove your professionalism and ace your cleanup checklist? Have you completely cleared the area, meticulously cleaned your tools, sustainably disposed of your hazardous waste, and safely stored everything to mitigate any site risks? Mastering this process is exactly what makes you a trusted professional. Keep this guide handy, review your modules, and stay safe out there on the site.